Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 191, with Larry Duncan.
Oh my gosh, you make me feel so special.
I love
Jason.
doing that. You have the perfect name to do that, like if you were a basketball player.
Yeah, there you go, man.
I fucking love doing that. I love that.
That's awesome.
So, how's it going, Larry?
It's going well, man. It is going well.
Good.
It's been an interesting week. Started back to a job, man.
It's all right. We all got to do
Went back over to the dark side for some reasons, but still doing gig work on the side like I did for the previous, 5 years, something like that.
Yeah,
whatever
for sure.
it was.
And you know what? That gig work's going to be there for you when you say, fuck this job, or what? No, take this job and shove it.
Shove it. Yeah. Good old Johnny Paycheck.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight or listening on the audio podcast. We appreciate you. If you are listening on the audio podcast, if you didn't know, we stream every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come check it out, comment, give us some suggestions, tell us to F off, whatever you want to do. But in the meantime, if you want to go to gigeconomyshow.com, that's where you can sign up for our newsletter, get episode alerts. All the news is there. Every day there's a new article posted somewhere from the interwebs about gig work. So check that out. I would really appreciate if you go there and buzz around a little bit, poke around, click on some shit. I like to mention Patreon members: Samson, Steve, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Frank, Nate, John, Tom, Jim. Appreciate you guys so much. If you would like to join the Patreon, we're supposed to do a Patreon tonight. It's the last Wednesday in April, ain't it?
Ruh-roh.
All right, so we're doing a Patreon tonight at 9:10. I did not schedule it, but I'll have 10 minutes to do that. But if you want to join the Patreon and chat with us tonight, go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast or search the Gig Economy Podcast. Get an extra podcast a month, which you get tonight, and an exclusive piece of merch that I'm going to fucking make for you because I bought a heat press, breaking news. So I'm going to start making my own t-shirts. What? You get one of those, and then the $10 tier also gets you ad-free episodes. The $5 tier gets you a pre-show ramble every week. So check that out if you want to support the show. We'd really appreciate that. And then, of course, the Telegram group, which we've added a couple of people. Appreciate you guys joining that. That's a like WhatsApp or Kik or Instant Messenger. But you can join that and join with other gig workers around the world and talk gig work, ask questions, share memes, whatever. It's kind of a fun group.
Yeah, and people are going to need something to fill their time after they ban TikTok. So
that's not happening, sir. That's not happening. I've also seen people talking about banning certain foods all of a sudden, like
really?
The red dye or like Oreos coming down and like all bunch of shit. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know half that if that stuff is true or not. I just don't know.
Trying to cancel everything.
They are trying to cancel everything. So. Let's see. Stories from the road. I do not have any. I worked a W-2 job last weekend and possibly this weekend, depending on the weather. I have a field trip I need to take on Saturday. It's 8 hours. It's like I basically drive for about 60 minutes of it and sit the rest of the 7. So that's.
But you get paid.
I get paid. Yeah.
So
it's a good gig. But if I do not drive because of the weather, I will be out doing gig work this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. Larry, I saw your story, and it looks like a repeat deja vu from the week before.
Deja vu all over again. Although this one was a little better. I did have two actually Thursday pukers last week. Just going to scare off everybody who's thinking about driving. But luckily this time, the girl, I looked in the rearview mirror and she was back. It looked like I can tell if she was just passed out or trying to rest. So, crank the air on, did all that stuff. And I hear the window go down. And I'm like, hey, I hand her a bag real quick. And
yeah.
Here, I throw up in here. Let me know. I'll pull over. And all of a sudden she's like, I don't feel good. So happened to be passing this elementary school. I pulled in real quick, and she threw up a little bit in the bag. She dry heaved quite a bit, I think, but nothing, didn't get anything in the car. She was very embarrassed about it. She was apologizing left and right. I'm like, look, you don't get in the car. We're all good. It's all good. But she's like, oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, you know. And then the second one, he was sitting in the front seat with me, and I don't know why people do this. A guy and a girl get in. The guy puts the girlfriend in the back, and then they get up and sit next to you.
So weird.
What do you do it? That is so weird.
Take care of your lady.
Yeah. And then sometimes the girl will do that. The boyfriend he'll put.
Oh, that's even worse.
And then she gets up there. Yes, it is worse. So anyway, but this girl, it was so funny. She was talking, and he wasn't saying a whole lot, but they'd been to a dance, and she was asking me. She's like, you know, you're I don't remember how she put it. She put it nicely though. Saying that I've lived a few years.
Oh, you're old as fuck.
A little bit, exactly. But she was very discreet about it. She's like, so what advice would you give us? You know, as you know, people getting ready to graduate college. What's some good advice? You know, and just catches you by surprise. And so anyway, the guy wasn't saying a whole lot. But as soon as we got to their destination, she's carrying on this whole conversation with me. As soon as we get to their destination, they get out, and I turn around to look to make sure they're walking off okay. And the guy's bent over, heaving, and she's got her hand on his back, and he's just puking his guts out. I was like, oh man, thank goodness you did not do that in my car. I appreciate that very much.
Well, your guard was probably down because she was chewing your ear off.
Oh yeah. We were talking back and forth.
Yeah.
And he didn't look like he was really drunk or anything like that. Cause you can usually get a pretty good read on him and know if there's going to be a chance they're going to throw up. But he said a few things and didn't seem to be like he was feeling bad. But yeah, I was so surprised. I got out and walked around to the driver's side behind my car. I turned around and look over, and he's just bent over double, just hurling on the grass, and she's patting his back.
Oh, I got to go back to the other one. They said that you were at an elementary school. Did she yak all over the sidewalk at an elementary school?
No, she puked in the bag.
Oh,
she did. She never did get out or anything. She puked in the bag. But like I said, I think it was mostly dry heave. I don't think she really actually threw up a ton, but she was very, very embarrassed by it.
I was worried that she yacked all over the sidewalk and some kindergarten's going to walk through it on Monday morning.
It was just like where you pull in at the front, right next to the road there.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't be any kids down there.
It shouldn't be, but
should be.
Stranger things have happened. So.
That is true. You never know what them little kids are going to do, man.
Yeah,
they run amok.
Yes, they do. So before we jump into gig economy news, I wanted to share this video I shared on social media, and I haven't been on TikTok in a while. Just haven't really felt. I don't know. Sometimes I get in these funks and I just don't want to be on social media, and I'm in one of those right now. But I did post this, and I want to share this, and we have talked about this. The Ridey, the convenience store for your car, it's called Ridey, and I finally got one. They had sent me one months ago, but it's
been a while.
It got lost in customs or something like that, and then it's funny. They sent me another one, and then I told Boris, who was on the episode, he's like, wow, they sent that fast. So I don't know if he was expecting him to spend the money, because it was here in 4 days.
That's
from China.
wild.
Like, I watched the tracking. Like, they airmailed that motherfucker over. Like, that was not coming over on a boat. So I got it. I don't have my store completely set up, but I'm just going to kind of show you a TikTok and just kind of like what it looks like in the car, because I don't think really anyone
this is a cool idea.
Have seen it. And here it goes. Hi guys, Jason from the Gig Economy podcast. Haven't seen my face in this in a while, and I'm sorry about that. Just busy. But I want you to look at this. This is called a Ridey device, and it is a mobile vending machine. We interviewed them on the podcast, and I just got it in. What should I sell in this? What are your thoughts on this? It's a super clean install, even has charging cables here that you can charge. Everything is locked, as you can see, and once they buy it on the app, it unlocks the compartment that they're buying. It fits great. It looks clean. You plug it in via USB right here, and I'm really excited to try this out this weekend and to see how much money I can make. if you are interested in it, the link will be in the description. And of course, any of our podcasts will have the link so you can get one for yourself. Let me know what you want to sell. All right. There.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Anybody who's listening, whether you're listening live tonight or listening to the audio version, send us some ideas of what Jason should sell and what I should sell when I get one.
Yeah.
We're trying to, just spitball some ideas of things that people need on the go that they forget. We've thought of kind of the usual things, aspirin and, I don't know, you could have mints in there maybe, or, what are some of the things you're talking about, Jason, to put in?
Yeah, so I was thinking, just off the bat, I was thinking condoms. And I know that's like, it's like, okay. But I don't know. You never know. I mean.
So you know what? You're going to ruin some kid's life. You're going to have some condoms been sitting in your car over in the summer, overnight, out in the sun all day.
Oh, no.
That thing's not going to work.
Oh, no. I should probably read the instructions on that.
We're going to have to put a disclaimer beside we're
not responsible for your child.
Exactly.
No. So I was thinking condoms. I'm not going to put candy bars. I was thinking Skittles. I mean, they're basically all chemical, so I don't think they'll melt. What else? You brought up Tylenol, which I never even thought of. Red Bull, 5-Hour Energy, a bottle of water. And then Gabe brought a good one up, and because I'm not a chapstick user, but he's like chapstick, and I'm like, oh yeah, I never thought about that.
How could you not think about that with all our great chapstick videos Pete from our Telegram channel?
Oh yeah, gum. Yeah, you're right. Gum is one of them. I wrote a list. I actually wrote in their prices down. I was like, Skittles, $1.39. Extra gum, $1.49. Condoms, $8.39 for a 12-pack. So I'll have to figure out a price from there. And then 5-Hour Energy, it's $2.79. But
Carrie had a good point. Chapsticks will melt as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't very often. My car doesn't. I mean, I guess when I'm driving bus, but it's not out there for hours and hours. And then I'm back in my garage typically. Yeah. And then if you're driving it, the air's on, so it's like it's no big deal. But I'm looking forward to that. You're not going to make a ton of money, and this is more set up for full-time drivers. I mean, if you're working 40, 50 hours, you have a lot of fucking people in your car.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was looking at a bag of Skittles is $1.39. I thought about selling it for $3. I think that's fair, right? I mean, you're paying,
they're paying for the convenience. It's right there. Yeah. They don't even have to go into the store.
So I make $1.60, which isn't a lot. And then, Ridey takes, 5%, 3%, 5% of whatever the transaction is. So that's how they make their money. So, but
Carrie said gummies, put some gummies.
Well, those will melt for sure. Yeah. The regular Red Bull, the 5-Hour Energy, I was thinking it's $2.79. I was thinking $5.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to rip people off, but I'm also want to make a little money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to make it worth.
I mean, if I could make $20 on a weekend, that I would be happy with that.
Yeah.
So that would pay for my charging.
There you go.
So, to go back to, is it Kari Riviera? She asks about bonuses. Yeah, they're all horseshit. I mean, and it depends on areas for us. It's last week I think I got. We'll see. So her bonuses say $20, $25, $30 bonuses. So what does that mean? Does that mean you get a bonus for a certain amount of rides? Are you talking rideshare? Are you talking delivery? But yeah, I mean, it fluctuates, and especially if you were getting a really nice ones for a while and it's starting going down, that's pretty obvious that's going to happen, unfortunately. Oh, Surge. Fuck, I haven't seen a $20.
Actually, when was it? Thursday? I can't remember. It was Thursday or Saturday. I think it was Thursday. It was late no, actually it was Saturday. There was a bunch of stuff going on. They had a bunch of college stuff going on downtown, and there was a hot rods game, just a lot of things going on downtown. And this didn't seem like there was a ton of drivers out that night. At one point I did see a $27 surge. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I think I got two $11 surges. and some smaller ones, but I did see it pop up there for a little bit. It just wasn't in the area of town I was at, and I didn't have.
So two things. You used to see them every weekend. So I don't know if you're a newer driver, but typically as the weather warms, things slow down. Summer is the slowest time everywhere for gig work because people are not traveling. Well, they're traveling with their families, but they're not. People are taking time off. Right. College kids are back home. Like it definitely slows down. So, May, June, July, August are really slow months. And then my second point on the surge, it's really bullshit because I will get a surge and they just reduce the price of the ride. It's not even really a surge anymore. Like I'd be curious if you got that $27 one, would it be, whatever the ride was, $10 a ride and then an extra 27, or would they reduce?
Well, on ours it is because we don't have that for pricing.
Oh yeah,
so we're still getting paid. We're still getting paid time and miles. So
that's true.
It is actually a surge still. For
us. Okay. But I did last time I got a surge. It didn't do what I just talked about, but most likely when it's a smaller surge, like $2 or $3, I see them reduce the price of the ride.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's not even a surge anyways.
They're so sketchy.
They are so sketchy. All right. We're going to jump at gig economy news. But before we do that, Miss Kim from, there's a delay. Kim Side Money Plans. We are actually going to work on getting guest hosts. Like she's going to come on our show and I'm going to come on her show and just see, just kind of, we've talked about her for months and just kind of put an actual live face with us talking about her. But yeah, she has a YouTube channel and has over 7,000 subscribers and does a great job. And she just started a podcast. So if you search Kim Side Money Plans, you can download her show. Her shows are on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And I think the podcast comes out the next day, Wednesday. So definitely check that out. We would really appreciate it. All right, so this is old news again. We're a once-a-week show, and I actually talked about this on Steve's show the day after. Or I think it got announced that day, and I actually even played this video, which was streaming on our channel. So you may, if you were watching last week Thursday at 9 p.m., you may have already seen this, but obviously the audio, I didn't take the audio from Steve's show and put up on our platform. So I don't know why I explained all that because no one gives a fuck. So we're just going to talk about this. Uber rider verification. It's not what it sounds like. And it's basically a fluff piece, I would call it. Wouldn't you say that, Larry?
I would agree 100%, especially since they're not requiring it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it at all. You said, actually, it says most people, they'll verify automatically using information they already have about you. But if it doesn't do that, then
let's watch a video. It's 3:20, which is super long for me. My ADD really struggles, but it is good. And I think you'll get a lot of information on it. So here we go.
Rob, Uber says this is all in response to security and safety concerns from drivers. Starting tomorrow, riders will be verified. Top security officials at Uber are telling me exclusively tonight how this will all work. You could see this blue verification check mark on your Uber account starting Thursday if you live in the Chicago area or 11 other cities. Uber's chief trust and security officer talked to the I-Team exclusively to explain the new rider verification process.
What that is confirmation that we know that a rider in an Uber is who they say they are. The way it works is we take information that we have about riders on Uber, name, phone number, credit card, and we cross-check that information with a trusted third-party database.
Uber says most people will automatically get verified without doing a thing. Uber will cross-reference personal information that Uber already has in your account. No ID required. That completes the verification process for the vast majority of people. But if for some reason that system doesn't work and you remain unverified, Uber says riders would have to upload a government ID, license, or passport to get verification.
They just take a photograph of their license in the app, and we verify their identification that way.
If you fall into this category and don't want to upload an ID or don't have one, you would still be able to ride on Uber.
They're not barred from the platform in any way. They just wouldn't have the blue check mark showing that we took the extra step to know that they are who they say they are.
However, if you are not verified, a driver could decide to not pick you up. What about that concern of someone who doesn't have an ID potentially not getting a ride?
That's why we're monitoring this rider verification bag over time. We actually think that the rider verification bag will promote equity because now drivers will have confidence in who they're picking up, maybe in neighborhoods that they wouldn't normally.
Tell me why drivers want this.
They want to know more about people getting in and out of their cars for safety reasons.
This comes at a time when rideshare drivers have been at risk all over the nation and in Chicago. Just last week in the Inglewood neighborhood, an Uber driver was injured and his passenger was killed. The Uber driver says he was blocked by the assailant's vehicle, then shots were fired. Police have no suspects and have not said what the motive was. Riders we talked to, like Timothy Hardy, say they're all for the enhanced safety checks.
You really don't know who's getting into the car, so it's good to verify everybody to make sure that the driver is safe.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think the drivers are putting themselves at risk.
This pilot program will not perform criminal background checks on riders. As you may know, Uber has always performed criminal and traffic background checks on drivers. Rob Sherrill, always make sure you are matching up your driver's picture and license plate before you get into a vehicle.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. So, as you heard, it really means nothing except you have a nice, pretty blue check mark. The Gig Economy Podcast will be back after a quick break.
You love listening to podcasts, but have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Maybe you want to build a brand, grow your business, or are looking for an excuse to talk about your favorite hobby. Whatever your reason for making a podcast, Buzzsprout is the place to start. Since 2009, Buzzsprout has helped over 300,000 people launch their own podcasts. Buzzsprout walks you step by step through the whole process and will give you powerful tools to start, grow, and monetize your podcast. Ready to get started? Click the link in the show notes to get our free step-by-step guide to starting your podcast today.
And we pick up so many times the person we pick up is not the name in the app anyway. They're calling it for a friend, so that doesn't help you at all with the verification. And it's probably going to end up being one of the things almost like ratings. Like I don't take the time to go look at passenger ratings if it's busy. If it's very slow, I may occasionally look, but I don't even know if I'll be looking for a blue check mark or not.
Yeah, that's funny you say that because Gabe was saying, he was telling me of a rider the other day at a low rating, and I said the same thing to him. I'm like, I don't ever even look at the rating. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's a good paying ride. I mean, I have in the past, but I don't know why I'm not focused on it anymore. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I mean,
because I think we've all picked up people who had a bad rating and they were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And had no problem with them. So,
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just, she talks about, being more inclusive and all that. Like, it just seems like a fluff piece. It's like, it really doesn't protect the driver by any means. And most people that are going to have that badge are probably good people anyways, and they're not going to skirt the system or, like, harm you in any way. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm just...
Sure.
I don't know. It's just... I just think it's kind of
a feel
waste.
good thing. It's it's another one of their feel good thing that they can point to and say, look, we're doing our part. We're trying to make things safer for you. And to the outside world, it probably sounds, pretty good if you're not somebody who drives and knows what's really going on.
Well, yeah. And they know people are stupid. And so I shouldn't say our riders are stupid. Some of them are.
No.
But Uber knows that because, like I say, or we've talked about several times, is that people ask us if Uber buys our gas or whatever. Like, so people are clueless on how the business actually works.
Yeah, and there's no reason they should know. It's like any other thing,
Well, no, I'm just saying
businesses work, but
I'm just saying that's why this is kind of a fluff piece. And,
yes, I agree.
Just like you said, the consumers can be like, "Oh, that's really nice."
Yeah, they're looking out for you.
Yeah, I would like them just to more on just. I don't know, not really a background check, but like a profile picture. I know people are like, well, they're going to get, they're going to see that they're like someone that they don't like, a different color or whatever. What I'm trying to say, I'm struggling on saying it, and they're not going to take them. But I'm just like,
I don't know. I mean, Lyft, a lot of Lyft people have pictures.
They do.
I don't think I've ever not taken a ride because of
I've not taken a ride because of a name, but I've never not taken a ride because of a picture. honestly.
I haven't even done it. I don't think over a name.
Yeah.
You see some wild ones for sure,
Right. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the wild, wild west. There's really no good way to protect drivers. I mean, there really isn't. I mean, you should protect yourself
as much as you can. Yeah. I mean, it's, and, we see the stories about it every week somewhere. It's a somewhat risky occupation. There's no way around that.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve said Twitter blue checks are $250. I can't believe they're charging for that. That's hilarious. I know people that have, like, I don't know them personally, but I'm like, I can see how many followers you have. You're not, and why do you have a blue check mark? You actually paid the money for that? Like, that's so stupid.
And then they give some of them, they give it to them free if they're celebrities.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I was basically saying that, I went and looked at their numbers, and they're like 400, and you have a blue check mark, and you've wasted $250. But I don't know. Who knows? But so, yeah, I wouldn't really expect to see much on this anymore. I mean, I guess it's nice. I don't know. I really don't think it's going to help us at all. But I don't know. Yeah. That's kind of my say on it.
We've both been doing this long enough, and we don't feel safer.
No,
it doesn't make us feel any safer. So I think that says it all.
But again, what do you feel it's Uber's responsibility to make us safer, or should we just take care of it ourselves, whatever that means?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I mean, I think that that you definitely, as a driver, have to know that you're going to be in positions where you're very vulnerable.
Yeah.
If you're sitting driving, you're paying attention, and somebody's sitting right behind you at 3 a.m. and there's nobody around, he's got a huge advantage.
I mean,
they just do. It doesn't matter what you have in the car, whether you have something you could use as a weapon if needed or not. They've got the advantage of surprise. They know what you do, and you're looking on the road and they're behind you, and you might not even be able to see them.
Yeah.
You've got to look out for yourself, but there's things as a company, I'm sure, and we've discussed this a lot of times. We've tried to think of what would make us feel safer, and it's hard to figure out. Unless you have a bulletproof partition between you and the rest of the seats. Yeah,
it's kind of a rhetorical question, because I know we've brought it up a ton of times, and it's like I can't, other than, like you said, boxing the driver out completely. Yeah. But then what's the point of that? Like, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I if that was like we're something that we had to do, like that was a requirement, I don't know if I'd drive anymore. I think I'd like, it's so impersonal, and like out of the 6,000 rides I've done, there's probably been 10 bad ones. You know what I mean? But
for sure. So Steve, that's a different kind of danger.
Yeah, it is.
That's definitely a different kind of danger there, for sure.
That is for sure. Travis says, at least my dash cam will catch my dad. Yeah, I know. I mean, at least we know when we go down, that guy's probably going to get caught.
Yeah.
And if he has the blue check mark, he's for sure going to get caught, because we know exactly who he is, right?
Exactly. He's been verified.
Okay.
No doubt.
All right, moving on here.
All right.
What do we got?
So I think this one, this refers to a story we talked about last week.
Yes.
Where a guy up in Ohio, 81 years old, he ended up shooting an Uber driver who came to pick up a package because he thought she was part of this scam that these people were trying to pull on him. So this guy posted, rest in peace, lady with the packages. This is why I don't do Uber packages and why I carry a microphone to announce my arrival. I'm not giving anyone the chance to take my ass out. Just not happening. Some lady got shot delivering a package for Uber. Y'all have been warned. Don't go knocking on people's doors at all. If anything, just cancel and leave. You have no idea what state of mind they're in. If you have a package, drop the package, take a picture, and go. Well, she wasn't delivering a package. She was picking up a package.
Right.
So that's kind of irrelevant. And, I mean, sure, you can say, oh, I'm not going to deliver packages. Well, it's what are you going to do where there's no danger? Food delivery, somebody could be waiting for you. Uber driving, obviously people can put you in dangerous situations. Most of these gig jobs, there's a little bit of danger. Yeah. Unless you're, doing laundry or something and
right.
Doing people's laundry or something. But Yeah, I think, people always do this. You see it all the time on Facebook and everywhere. Something happens, everybody's like, well, that's why I don't do people, or that's why I don't do this, or that's why I don't do that. Well, fine. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what you can do.
Well, it is. I'd be interested in a study about like dangerous jobs. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the most dangerous thing, like my boss, when I used to do lawn care, he's like, the most dangerous thing you do during your day is drive. Like you are super vulnerable when you drive. So we also drive and have strangers in the back. So it's like we're doubling up on the
danger for sure.
Yeah. And so I'd be definitely interested in a study about that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much that Uber can do other than like, and no one would sign up for this, but I think them providing dash cams that were always connected to Uber that they could monitor. I know that seems weird. I know it does. I mean, but that would be the only way, and then people would know. Although I say that, and I move kids around, and there's cameras all through the bus, and those fuckers don't care.
Yeah,
now, they're not live. Obviously, we have to pull the hard drive and look at it. Either that, or they just forget about it, or they get used to it, or whatever. So maybe that wouldn't help. But I mean, myself, if I got in a car and I knew someone was monitoring this real time, I would act much different. Well, I do when I drive the bus because there's cameras.
Exactly. Living proof there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's what you're right. It's just like kids. You get a drunk person in your car, they're not going to give a rip.
True.
They're not in their right mind at that time. They don't care. Or if somebody's just in a very upset about something. In that moment in time, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care if somebody's watching. It just doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's kind of a rhetorical question, and I kind of asked. Traveler said definitely both. So I would be curious what he wants Uber to do or Lyft or whatever. But all right. So moving on, this woman. Okay, so this is weird, and I know it happens in different languages and stuff like that. But a woman called Swastika got an apology, and I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it in her language. Got an apology after it banned her because of her name. She is an Australian woman. She tried to order Uber Eats last year, but when she typed in her name, a pop-up told her she had violated the company's terms and she'd have to change it. So swastika comes from a Sanskrit word meaning good fortune or well-being. It's a symbol that has been relevant to many religions across Asia, like Jainism and Buddhism, long before it co-opted by Adolf Hitler and the Nazis and became associated with anti-Semitism. So it's kind of weird, but it took 5 months for her to get her account reinstated. But it took like interventions by Hindu Council Australia and the New South Wales Attorney General. So it's not like it was easy, but
well, good on her, because I would have given up.
Yeah, good on her too.
I would have been like, forget it, I'm just not ordering Uber Eats.
yeah, that's crazy.
Try DoorDash or Grubhub or something.
Yeah. Some of these companies, though, and this is just a personal experience, and I'm going to vent about it real quick. It has nothing to do with gig work, but I have Xfinity for the internet and TV and mobile. I realize the TV is just too expensive. They're charging me $30 for basic cable, right? And a $36 franchise cable fee to use it. So I'm paying $66 for, I watch regular TV when the Macy's parade comes on and other, almost never. You can't cancel on chat anymore. Like they say, you have to fill out this form and they'll call you in 2 days. Ask me if they've called me. They have not called me. So it's just,
they make it very difficult.
I'm so frustrated, Larry. So I'm going, one of these days I'm going to go down to the Xfinity store. I'm like, you fucking cancel this right now. Like, I'm not waiting for somebody online. Like, it's so ridiculous. I hate it.
Yeah. Cable companies in general have some of the worst customer service experiences that you'll read about.
I mean,
trying to cancel it, and they always offer you, we'll if you push it far enough, a lot of times they'll offer you the reduced rate that you used to have, and try to.
I'm okay with all that. I will play the song and dance. I'll listen to your offer. I'll sit on the phone for 15 minutes. But at the end of the day, if I want to cancel, let me cancel.
Need to be able to, that should not be a drawn out process. There should be no reason it should take 2 days.
And I've had this for years, so I haven't really had to deal with them. And so before I was able to just be like, and they'd be like, yeah, can we offer you? Well, I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah, but can we offer you this? No, thank you. And then usually they're like, okay, we'll cancel for you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
All right, lost and found. This is always fun.
Every year Uber does this. They do their lost and found items. Some of the funniest, everybody knows that people leave phone or keys.
Oh, yeah.
Regular items, books, stuff like that.
That's rookie stuff.
Exactly. So here's some of the weird items in the last year. So they listed a frontal hair toupee, some hot sauce, a breathalyzer, some containers that had spiders in them.
What?
A Beyonce fold-up fan, ceramic cat, a jar of oysters, a personalized blanket that had a picture of the passenger and their dog, a small prop rat skeleton, a candle labeled "See you in court."
Really?
Yes, a fake tooth and a gray tub full of surgical implants.
Okay.
And then they go on to list some other things. It said somebody had some police grade handcuffs.
Okay.
A live pet turtle. Somebody left a live pet turtle in the car.
Oh,
I know, that's horrible. Why would you leave your turtle?
I hope. Hopefully, you can. I hope that turtle got reunited
Exactly, safely and was still alive. A burrito steamer.
Wait! Whoa! A what?
A burrito steamer.
What is a burrito steamer?
I'm imagining it's like a fold down press, almost like a panini maker.
Why the fuck did you have that with you?
Hey, wait, it gets better.
Oh.
So yeah, some of these I don't believe. I just have to say.
Okay.
It says a painting from SeaWorld, a robot. I have questions about this one.
Yeah.
I want more info. You can't just say a robot. Anyway, so some Plan B contraceptive pills, a framed Taylor Swift autograph.
Oh God! If that was a legitimate autograph, that's probably the most valuable one.
Exactly. A fart sensor. I don't even know what that is. A poster of Hillary Clinton, a paternity test, a WWE championship belt. I wonder if it's a replica or
it's got to be a replica. People have those are a dime a dozen.
Yeah. A garden fence. And listen to this. This is the one an engine from a Jeep Liberty. How do you put an engine? Would they put it in the trunk and then you forget about it? I have forgotten about people's luggage or something being in my trunk before once and started to pull off. But an engine?
I don't even know how you would facilitate getting the engine into the car.
Exactly. An engine weighs a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just tossing that in the back of your SUV even.
I bet I could fit it in my Pilot.
But you couldn't pick it up.
Well, no, that's the thing. Once you trim all the hoses off and everything, it's not.
And what's the odds you're going to get an Uber driver that's going to be okay carrying that? Because I know us, we're going to be like, bye-bye.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
I call bullshit on that. I'm with Frank though. The burrito steamer. I need a burrito.
Yeah. So listen to this. It says one particularly forgetful passenger reported losing undergarments, bread, and a pack of ham and mayo. How do you lose your undergarments in your Uber?
She probably a couple scenarios here. She probably either took them off while she was in the car with her boyfriend, or she had them in her purse and they fell out.
Yeah. That's possible.
Yeah.
That's
so
possible.
I'm going to say that the burrito steamer is kind of like what you think it was, but some of them have like a little bin inside of it and some of them are flat, like you were going to make a quesadilla. Yeah. So I don't know.
So going back to this forgetful passenger, can you imagine you've worked Uber all night out till 3 a.m. Next day you wake up, your wife's standing there going, whose panties are these in your car?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be bad.
You definitely have to have if you
a dash cam.
Well, yeah, that and a secure relationship with your wife, knowing that you were out working and not, fooling around.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That could be really a rough conversation if you're not in a good place.
All right, I got to give Mark the credit for this joke. So he says, bought those condoms that I'm selling in the back of my car. That's with that's how the underwear came off. That's a good joke.
There you go.
that is a
good.
callback.
Oh, we need a sound effect for that.
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
What do we got? Let's see. Do we have? We got. There you go.
There you go. There you go. The old rim shot.
Right. I have some of the weirdest stuff on there. I need to upgrade these, but that was a good joke, Mark.
You're selling condoms. Get ready for the undergarments.
God, I don't even want to. I don't even want to think about that. That was a good list. They're always funny, but the engine I call bullshit. But everything else,
I do too.
I mean, the robot could be just some little kid's robot that he had.
Yeah,
like, I'm not too shocked by that. But like a fucking Jeep,
an engine.
I mean,
and a fence. It says part of a fence.
Yeah,
a garden fence.
Well, that's it. Could be a 3 feet garden fence. You just don't know.
I would think you're not.
And it's a Jeep Liberty. It's almost like a freaking little Tykes car. So maybe it wasn't as heavy as a. Yeah, God, jeez.
It's got a little 2-liter engine.
Yeah, Frank said his wife found a female earring from a female passenger.
Oh
yeah, I mean if you don't have a secure relationship, you do run the risk of that stuff. So.
I have found an earring in my car before and a hair tie.
Oh, okay. Well, you were big with the college kids, so I mean that's I can see that happening.
Oh yeah,
but
because they don't care.
No, they don't. Okay, so I want to talk about this article, and I want to say before I start and go hard on it, I'm okay with people, underprivileged people. Everyone knows me. I lean a little bit to the left. I'm proud to say that. I'm fine with EBT and SNAP and all that stuff. But this is a little weird to me. So they're basically offering people that use those services online delivery of groceries. And I don't know. They said the partnership will help serve the 17 million Americans who live in food deserts, that's in quote, with limited access to nearby grocery stores, according to the release. Digital food delivery service like Uber Eats are accessible to 90% of those Americans. So basically, it's not like you can order from Chick-fil-A with this, but you can get your groceries delivered.
Yeah.
But one thing I thought that was interesting, and I highlighted it, and that says Payments Intelligence. Payments is the company that wrote this article, which they do a lot of finance stuff, has found that consumers who struggle financially are the ones most likely to shop for groceries exclusively online. Isn't that interesting?
It is, but I mean, it could be because they don't have transportation. I mean that's only,
Yeah, but I mean, but what did they do before online?
I don't know. What did all these people who? I mean, there are tons of people now use Uber and Lyft that wouldn't have taken taxis years ago. I think.
I know.
How these people got around.
They said, while 7.2 of all consumers shop for groceries exclusively online, 10.4% of those who live paycheck to paycheck with issues paying bills do so as well. So
it is interesting.
Yeah. Many of these, so there's an audience for digital food delivery service among SNAP EBT recipients. Many of these recipients live in areas where the nearest stores do not offer healthy foods and are disproportionately likely to have disabilities, making delivery options more necessary. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it, I guess, but it's just, I don't know. The problem is like, okay, we're out there hustling, right? Are we going to get tipped from that? Probably not. You know what I mean? If you're already struggling paycheck to paycheck and you're getting your groceries delivered, I'm not saying they should just starve. I'm not a freaking, asshole over here. I'm just thinking like, I even feel like some of the stumps that they're able to buy on groceries is a little strange too with you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be. They can basically get anything now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who's, grown up, my dad was bipolar and was in prison, and my mom was struggling with 5 kids. We had food stamps and stuff a lot. Yeah. But we certainly, didn't have an option to have our groceries delivered to us back then.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like a pretty nice service. Like we don't even get our groceries delivered. Like we order it online and go pick it up. And that's great, but we choose not to pay extra
right, to have them delivered.
Yeah, exactly. And because I don't want to tip, because it's going to cost me more, and then I'm going to have to tip, which I'm fine with tipping, but I just don't want to be in that position and spend an extra $30-$40 on groceries just to get them to deliver to my door. So again,
and with me and my wife were just talking today about how expensive groceries. She talks about how she hates to go in the grocery.
Yeah,
it's so expensive. I don't know how we would do it if the kids were all living with us. They'd use out of house and home.
I mean, if I had it my way, we could we shouldn't have homeless and we shouldn't have hungry people. Like, I'm fine with all that. I'm just saying, as a person that does this kind of gig work, I'm out there trying to make money, and like, more than likely I'm not going to get tipped. You know what I mean? Although stranger things have happened. I've also delivered to rich houses and got stiff too. So it's not just people that are living paycheck to paycheck, but
that's for sure.
Yeah. So I don't want it to come off like I don't think that it's a good thing. I'm glad they're able to get groceries delivered, but it just seems a little.
It is weird. It is a little strange.
It is a little strange. I don't know. I'm trying to balance this without sounding like a right-wing nut job, but I also I'm really I'm
get us canceled, Jason.
No, I'm not. I just want people to know that I care for the poor and the homeless. Like, I think they need. If we could just stop funding our military and take all that money that we fund the military and just take care of our homeless and mentally ill and hungry people.
Or just take all the money that they waste on stupid things. There's so much. I mean, there's so much that gets wasted on stupid things.
Yeah, it frustrates me so much that we are the richest country in the world, but have the most problems with that kind of
so many
shit.
Things.
Yeah, that we could eliminate in just a swipe of the pen. We're like, okay, everyone gets food. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll get off my soapbox.
We'll solve all these problems on the Patreon tonight. So if you want to hear the answers,
I'm going to need more caffeine.
You need to sign up for the Patreon so you can listen to all the answers to all these world problems.
All right, so we're getting close to the end, but Larry has been waiting for this article all night, and we don't have any videos on it, and but Larry's going to talk about it.
Yeah, there's a drone startup called Zipline. They just hit their 1 millionth delivery. They are a really cool company with cool technology. If you get a chance, go look up Zipline delivery, look up the videos, click on the videos on the search page and just look at some of their technology. They're big, really big overseas. Like I said, they hit their millionth delivery, and 70% of those, 1 million deliveries have been within the last 2 years. And they said they hope to scale up enough to where they can do 1 million deliveries a day. So that's a huge way to go.
Yeah.
But their technology is really cool. For most of their stuff, they don't use the quadcopters like most delivery services do. It's more like a 3-4 foot long plane.
I call it like you remember those when the kids would get those white styrofoam.
Yeah,
like exactly. Gliders. That's
exactly what it reminds you of. But they have a big inclined rail pretty much, and they slingshot them off like you're slingshotting off an aircraft carrier, but at a huge angle.
Mm-hmm.
And they travel at 70 miles an hour. They have like 3 times the range of one of the quadcopters. So they get stuff there fast, and they deliver a lot of medical supplies. Like their 1 millionth delivery was actually 2 bags of plasma being delivered to a hospital. So they've done a lot of stuff like that. They're getting ready to partner with Panera Bread, so they're moving into the food delivery system, and they have some videos on the way they do that as well. For that, they use more of the standard, what we're used to being called a drone, and the drones will come to where the delivery point is. The main drone hovers 300 feet in the air. The bottom opens. A cable comes down. There's a little droid robot on there. Comes down the ground, opens up, and sets the package down. And their accuracy is, they said they can be accurate within the size of a dinner plate. So you can have a little table out in your yard, and they could set it right down that table. Like I said, the technology, just watching it, it's really cool looking stuff.
Yeah, I would. So I'll have to watch it, but so it's like a plane, but does it have propellers then?
Yeah. So the plane ones, the way they drop those is they have little parachutes. So they don't hover or anything.
I was going to say
they fly by and they drop the package down and
Yeah.
it comes down and it's got just a little parachute on it that, I guess you just throw it away.
Yeah.
I guess you don't, but, that's for those kind of deliveries, but for the probably the food delivery and the more personal stuff, the houses, they would use more of the quadcopters that will hover, and then they'll drop that little droid out of it, and on the cable it places it down, then goes back up and takes off. But just watching the videos, I mean, it is really neat to see, and I would recommend anybody to go take a look at them.
Well, I think moving forward with that, I think it's a great idea, but like it's going to have to be AI flown, because can you imagine having a 1,000?
They're all autonomous. They're all autonomous already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody's controlling them.
I was going to say, can you imagine just like everyone's like, oh shit, there's Jimmy delivering Burger King, and you crash into it. You know what I mean? It's got to be
exactly.
Yeah,
that would not be good. So yeah, they just gotten a little over $500 million from investors here recently. So, they've got some money behind them. They've got a lot of good people, I think, in the company. It says it's going to bring on Panera Bread in Seattle, so a health hospital system, Memorial Health System in Houston, and Jet's Pizza in Detroit.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Have to have Gabe order some and video it for us and show it on
Jet's Pizza is created in Detroit, Michigan. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so just it's pretty exciting. We talk. I know we, especially when they first started talking about drone deliveries, it's hard to imagine how it's all going to work until you see somebody that's figured it out. And they said right now they can carry stuff up to 6 to 7 pounds.
That's not that much. I mean, you get a couple burritos from Chipotle, and you're hitting that limit.
So, anyway, but yeah, it says since they fly so fast, deliveries 10 times faster than people are used to, because they can fly so fast. 70 miles an hour as the crow flies. That's getting it. You can cover some ground.
Oh hell yeah, that's hauling. You don't have to stop.
Yeah,
you don't hit the light. Like that's amazing. So your prediction in the next 20 years, do you feel like we're going to see drones regularly as we're driving around? Like that's going to be a normal thing?
20 years from now, yeah, I mean, I'll be 6 feet under, but
20, 50, what are you, 58?
I'll be 58 in June.
Yes. So at 78, you ain't going to be dead.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Let's hope not.
I think we'll definitely see drones on a regular basis in 20 years.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. It's, like I said, it's when you first heard about it and you've seen Amazon doing some, testing with different things and some other companies. But these guys seem to have a lot of it, heading in the right direction for sure.
I think it's like you talked about, like medical supplies and like maybe in more of a second or third world country. That's incredible. Like to get medical supplies and where through the jungle you trying to drive through it, it would take you days to get through there, but you can fly a drone over there. Like relatively.
They talked about it. It's so fast that that most of the time, like the people, who'll be in the hospital, the doctor come in, okay, we need these units of blood, and it'll get flung there. And the people, it happens so fast that the people letting me know that blood wasn't stored there in that hospital. Yeah. Because it's that fast.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's going to save lives.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't know if you want to throw a heart up there and fly it. I don't know how comfortable I would be with that, knowing that my heart that I'm getting, because is getting flown with a drone. But if it works, it may save your life. That may be it's probably the fastest way to get it there. Well, yeah, it's how the crow flies, so you don't have any interruptions. Like even. And you probably have less restrictions than like a helicopter. Like, I mean, you're not like landing this thing. You don't have this, giant crew. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. I like that technology, even if it would take some business away from me.
Yeah. It's like I said, that's why I got so excited watching the videos. It's just cool to watch. It's really neat. And then, again, the planes that they use, they catch them just like when they're coming back, they catch them just like they do on an aircraft carrier. So they have poles and they have a wire strung between these two poles, just about 10 feet apart. And the plane has a little hook on it as it flies by. They're that accurate that they can get it to come by and catch that. And then the plane just kind of falls down like that.
Yeah.
it's still got 5 feet above the ground, so it doesn't smack into the ground. But it just hangs there. They go pick it up off the wire and they reload it for the next delivery. It is cool.
Yeah,
highly recommend you watch those.
All right, well, you're excited.
Not a sponsor yet.
Well, that's going to be the thing. I think in 20 years, it's going to be all these pop-up companies like, hey, we'll deliver your food for you. We're, the company that nails like Walmart or like a Target or something like that. Like that's going to be just insane. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And these people, they have worked with Walmart. They've worked with hospitals.
Yeah.
They said they have clients that range from 4,700 hospitals, major brands such as Walmart and GNC. They've already worked with a lot of these big companies. So,
all right, that sounds good. I'm gonna skip a couple. I want to play some videos, so just a couple fun videos to finish out. So this one, this guy has an interesting name. Let's see if I can find it. This one.
So a lady refused to get in my Uber because she didn't believe what my name was. She said, all the drivers have their name on the Uber app and you don't have your name on the Uber app. I was like, ma'am, my name is right there on the Uber app. She said, no, today is Saturday. That's the day of the week. I was like, well, ma'am, my name is Saturday. She said, no, your name is not Saturday. All the drivers have their name on the app. So you should have your name on your app. I was like, ma'am, my name is Saturday. So it's right there. So she had to ID me to see if my name was Saturday. It's kind of funny, but true story.
So,
hey, well, he should be glad his name's not Swastika.
Yeah. Quit your bitching. So I looked at the comments on that, and apparently wherever he was from, that was a common name. I just have the actual video. I don't have the comments on it, but it was a common name in the area that he grew up in. So I thought that
shout out to Gabester, just got online.
Oh, he just gets online at 8:57. Yeah, good timing. Good timing. And then this last one is about a couple of podcasters, a couple of local yokels like us, talking about tipping in an Uber, and this will make you mad if you're an Uber driver. No, I can't click on that one, Jason. It's not going to work.
Do you tip Ubers?
No. Never have, never will.
Dude, I found that out. I am the only person I think that tips Ubers.
I feel like even admitting
Bro,
it.
I tip Ubers like 20% usually. And I just found out, Stefan pointed out to me, he's like, yo, you're the only person I know who tips Ubers. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I asked around, everyone's like, I don't tip Ubers. Do you tip Uber Eats?
Yes. Every delivery driver.
But you don't tip Ubers?
The entire thing I'm paying you for would be what I would tip you for.
I get what you're saying. Delivery, you're tipping them off the speed and effectiveness of the delivery versus the actual food is what you paid for. I thought everyone tipped. I was doing it out of I have to tip like everyone else. And then I found out nobody tips but me.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like I wasted thousands of dollars now. Like now that I started doing the math, I was like, I'm like down probably 10 grand lifetime in tips then.
You're just a really good guy.
No, I'm an idiot. I felt really stupid when I was told this.
All right. I have to fucking stitch that on TikTok because I have like so many things to say.
Yeah.
And this is what I've always wondered. We've talked about. I deliver your fucking cheeseburger and you tip me, but I deliver you as a human being and I didn't kill you and you don't give me a tip.
Exactly. It's just the mindset. It really is, because it doesn't make sense. People love their food, and we're just used to tipping for food. You grow up. It used to just be pizza delivery was pretty much the only thing you could get delivered.
Yep.
When I was growing up, anyway.
Oh,
that was
me too.
Pizza. And back in the ancient days, and you always tipped your pizza delivery driver. And so I think that people are used to that, and that's a mindset. And of course, when Uber started, they advertised your tips included in the price.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. And it wasn't until Lyft came out and started letting people tip.
Yeah.
And it still took Uber a while.
Oh, years.
To get that. And I literally last 6 months ago, I had somebody to like, you're not allowed to take tips, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm allowed to, whatever you got in your wallet, I'll take it.
Yeah. I watched that and I was just like, I was looking for content and I was flipping through and that one popped up. Yes. I'm like, what the what are these guys talking about?
And I do have to say that I know it used to be in Uber, at least, you could only tip a percentage of the fare. are a certain amount. And now I think
no, it's not. It's still the same.
Is it really?
Yeah. I've seen recent posts like people saying, why can't I tip anymore?
Oh man.
Because it says, whoa, you're tipping too much.
Dependent too.
Yeah.
Because I know I've had people. Well, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I will never tell us.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not saying I know for a fact. I just know when I'm online looking at stories and stuff, people are still talking about it.
Okay, we'll have to write this down when I come up for the picnic, man. I'll have to order your Uber and you pick me up, and I'll try to tip you like $1 gazillion. And
Yeah,
we'll,
we'll try it. We'll do a test. I love doing tests. So but.
I'm sure we'll both remember that by September.
Yeah, we'll forget it about 2 seconds if we don't write it down and put it in our phones. So thank you guys so much for listening. Frank, I appreciate all your comments. You're a new listener. Hopefully you're a new listener. You can check out the podcast if you'd like to listen to audio podcasts wherever you download podcasts. Thank you, Traveler, of course, and Gabe, of course. Mark with the best joke probably in the last month. I'll be honest with you. That was a pretty good callback. So I appreciate you guys chatting. And of course, Miguel, who was on Twitch, but then came over to Facebook. Miguel, always go to YouTube. I stream to Twitch, but even Mark's left Twitch and come to YouTube. So I don't know. So come over there. So Miguel used to be in our Telegram chat, and he's been a listener for a long time, and I haven't seen him in a while. But I'm glad to see that he was on last week and he was on this week. So that's super awesome. Yeah, but so at 9:10 in about 7 minutes ish, we'll be going live on the Patreon, and we have a couple other stories that we didn't get to. And we'd love to chat with you, and you can ask us questions. And if you want, we'll go shirtless. I mean, I'm willing to commit that if Larry is.
Well, you know what? Sure.
Remember, it's behind a paywall. It's only the people that
behind the paywall. I will do it if it's good. If Jason Kelsey, if it's good enough for him, then
I love that guy.
I was
just
so funny
listening to their podcast today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
That's good. I was just to say, me and my son, when he was recovering from his surgery, we watched the first night of this year's WrestleMania.
Okay.
And it was so cool. They had at one point, there's a guy who's a he's a Mexican masked wrestler. And he was wrestling, and the bad guys were beating him up. And all of a sudden these two masked guys come in, jump in the ring and save the day and everything. And you didn't notice it at the time, but they had Philadelphia Eagle mask on. They rip it off. It was Jason Kelsey and then one of the other linemen for the Eagles.
Oh, really?
And of course, then he rips his shirt off,
He is
it is so
amazing.
Funny.
I think Travis is kind of douchey, but I love Jason. He is just a guy's guy and very cares for. Oh, I just love him so much. He's just like
he's cool.
He's a treasure. He's an American treasure.
No doubt.
I'm glad he had a good run at the Eagles, and I'm glad he's retiring. So, all right, enough football talk, enough wrestling talk. See you guys next week, or check us on the Patreon. Have a good night.
Hey, good night, everybody.
Oh,
Thanks.
Shit.
What?
And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we will see you on the road.
Good night. You almost forgot too.
I did.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.